Hey everybody, this is Kenny C here from Chilling with Jeffrey Kenny C, and I am joined with my guest at this time. She is an actress. She's done some stunt work. She's a fighter. She is a Jill of all trades, and this interview has been in the works for quite some time. But I'm so excited to finally interview her. I am joined with Francesca Zappitelli. She is joining me right now. Hello, Francesca.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
I'm doing real good, and thank you for joining me for this interview.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Let me say before I get to the first question, I am a fan of your work. I'm also a fan of you from the wrestling videos you've done from various websites, and that you've been one of the people I wanted to interview for the longest, so I can remove this from my bucket list now that this is actually happening.
Well, that makes me happy. That's great.
So, and we'll get to some wrestling stuff, eventually in this interview, but we want to focus mostly on your acting career. Um, so what exactly made you want to be an actress?
Well, I'm from a small town in northern Ontario of barely 1,000 people, and it's really isolated and not much going on there. And when I was a child, I'd watch a lot of films. And through watching movies, it opened my eyes to what a big, beautiful world, it is out there. And I've always been a film buff, always been a little over dramatic, did theater in high school. And eventually I ended up backpacking Europe after school. And I incidentally ended up working at the Cannes Film Festival. And I was hooked from there. That was a pivotal moment when I was like, you know what, I need to move to Los Angeles and pursue a career in entertainment. And that is what I did. And that's what I've been doing. And it's been a journey, and I've been loving every chapter of the journey.
So exactly how long have you been an actress up to this point?
Well, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. And I don't know if you're familiar with the faith. They have these conventions and they have dramatizations of different, biblical things. And I think the first time I ever acted, I was about 8 years old, and I was up on stage doing part of the drama of Noah's Ark. That my whole life I've been involved in acting or theater, some kind of form of entertainment.
So wow, that's since the age of 8. That just shows hard work and dedication. You're still doing this to this very day, and you know, it's not often that someone goes with something and it doesn't last that long. And here you are in your grown years, and I mean that just shows longevity. That shows that you are still passionate about what you like to do.
Exactly what I was going to say. It truly is my passion, and I have, worked in a lot of different industries. My background in school is actually in nutrition, and I'm a certified personal trainer. I spent a lot of years, working in the fitness nutrition world, which, I still like, and health will always be important in my life. But acting is truly my passion, definitely.
When it comes to the films, the type of films that you have done over the course of your career, what are the type of films that you enjoy the most? Are you more into the action, the comedy, the drama, the romance? Like, is there any type of films that you enjoy doing the most?
I gotta say, I do love it all. If I have to pick a favorite, I love sport action films. I love action. With all the wrestling background, I learned how to choreograph fights and stunts, and I'm a sports enthusiast, so I appreciate a good storyline. However, I am a huge sci-fi and comic book nerd, so I love a good sci-fi movie or, a comic book adaptation. But I also love to laugh, so I love comedy. And I also really appreciate dramas because they really have well-developed characters with a true arc, and by watching that character's journey, you really walk away from the movie with something. So I guess I really do like it all.
Now, this is a question I've always wanted to ask an actor or actress, especially those that does their own stunts. What do you consider the most dangerous stunt that you have ever done? The type of stunts that even makes the directors kind of nervous about what they want you to do. Is there any sort of limits as it pertains to the stunts you do?
I've been basically doing fight stunts because that's where my training is. I'm now pursuing, more stunt classes to learn some of the riskier stuff, whether it be, the falls, like the aerial falls, and, the jumps and the car driving and the getting lit on fire. Kind of funny, actually, this past weekend I was shooting a TV show called Treasure Team. And it's going to be airing in February on the Reels network. And it was a simple stunt, but I was just picking up people and throwing them around. And I happened to pick up a guy for one of those stunts, and place him over my shoulders and, twirl him around and whatnot. And I think I've never seen an actor so nervous. And the director, his jaw dropped. I guess I didn't think I could do it. That was definitely a comical experience.
Well, that's gotta make
yeah.
Well, that's gotta make the director's job a heck of a lot easier. I guess not everybody's gonna get the stunts done the first time, but as long as it's done right, then that's all that matters. That's the beauty of doing these movies and TV shows. You get as many takes as it takes for the scene to be done right, I guess.
True, although I pride myself on getting it done in the first take. That's a personal goal, and I'm always happy when I achieve that.
It's very understandable. I definitely completely understand. So who do you consider as influences in your career? It could be anyone that's mainstream. It could be anyone that's on the rise, someone that you've collaborated with in the past. Like, who do you consider as your influences?
Well, first of all, I have to give a shout out to Jesus. I'm a Christian and I'm very spiritual and believe in God. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be following my dreams and on the path that I am. So that's a huge influence in my life. I absolutely love Lucille Ball. She was truly a pioneer and genius of her time. She really put women on the map in TV, or on TV, I should say, and was a comedic genius and was actually the first woman ever to run a Hollywood studio. So I really look up to her, and she inspires me. And as far as other people that are an inspiration to me, Sylvester Stallone. I don't know if you know his whole story, but back in the day after he wrote the Rocky script, he was actually living out of his car with his dog. And a producer offered, to auction the script, give him a couple $100,000. But he didn't want him to act or direct in it. And even though he was completely destitute, he believed in himself and his vision, and he didn't sell the script. And then eventually, history tells the story, the film got made and he got his starring role, and Sylvester Stallone was born. And, the rest is history, as they say. That I really appreciate his vision and dedication to his vision and not settling.
Now, that is what I didn't know about Sylvester Stallone. I'm a fan of him myself. I guess he got the case of wax to wishes, if you will. All it takes is just one person to say, here, let me give you an opportunity, regardless of his circumstances, and clearly he made the most of it. Rocky definitely was one of the movies that made him a household name. He's still a popular figure to this day, and for him to still do movies this late of his career, I mean, it just goes back to what you said earlier, his passion.
Yeah, and heck, they're still making Rocky movies. talk about a franchise that spans, the test of time. It really is amazing.
I mean, Rocky it has to be one of the first sports movies that reached superstardom, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, way before Happy Gilmore, way before Blind Side, way before any other sport theme movies. Rocky was just, I think it set the stage that a sports theme movie can be box office successful.
I agree with you 100%.
So, at this stage of your career, you definitely have, had been fortunate to work with a lot of talented people over the course of your career. Now, to anyone out there that wants to get into acting or anything or directing or any part of Hollywood whatsoever, whether they on the come up or whatever, what would your advice be to anyone that wants to get into acting?
Well, first of all, I tell them, don't let anyone tell you that you can't. And, we all carve and pave our own path. And if you want to do something, you do it. And it doesn't matter how many doors are slammed in your face or how many no's you get. You keep going because eventually persistence pays off. Second of all, I tell them, go to class. If you want to pursue any career, you get educated. And acting definitely requires tools and, technique. However, you can go to school forever, but if you never, use what you learn in practical application, it doesn't do you any good. So don't be afraid to get out there and work, because that allows you to hone what you learn in school and get better. And like all actors, they start out somewhere and they end up, further from where they started because they're out there working and growing. And I guess lastly, I would tell actors to go to what's it called, a cold reading class, because if you don't book the audition, you won't get the opportunity to roll. So you won't get the opportunity to work. So it's really important to be able to know what to do on auditions and be able to do your cold reading.
Now, here's a question that just popped out of my head, and you mentioned auditions, and it's something that all actors and actresses go through, or at least anyone that wants to get into, movies and TV shows, things like that. And there's always going to be a time when they get declined of an opportunity, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's something, a role or a character or an extra role, something that doesn't fit them whatsoever. How do you handle, the ups and the downs as it pertains to going through an audition?
You got to have thick skin and not take things personally. Because at the end of the day, it's not that they didn't like you. You just weren't what they were looking for that particular character. And I find that's the best way to handle things. And like anything in life, there's going to be ups and downs, and you just got to enjoy the journey. Stay present, focus on the little joys of life, and that will keep you happy through the ups and downs.
That's a great attitude, because there's just some people out there that act like it's the end of the world because they didn't get a certain role or whatever. You know what they say: one door closes, but another door does open, and may lead you to something more than what the other audition could have offered.
Exactly. Oh, the real talk, it is, a bummer city deal, and you really want a role and you don't get it. But, life goes on. And exactly what you said, the right door will open when it's supposed to open. And that's the bottom line.
So, Francesca, with the year winding down, getting to the end of 2013, to the last quarter to be exact, the last 3 months, and I'm sure some people are already getting their 2004 plans. What are your plans? What are your goals that you'd like to set entering the upcoming new year?
Well, I'm excited. My sports documentary, Ballerina I'm Not, which I had the opportunity to co-star in with a bunch of really incredible ladies, and direct and produce, is finally in distribution talks, and it's finally at a commercial level, and will get a TV premiere very shortly. It probably won't happen until the very beginning of 2014. So I have that to look forward to. I'm also in pre-production for my next sports documentary that I will be producing, and this time it's a football story, and it is really inspiring and motivating, and I'm really grateful to be part of the project. I've also shot a bunch of pilots this pilot season, so I have my fingers crossed that they all get picked up, and I am going to be even busier, which I do love. It's such a blessing to be busy. And for 2014, I just want to keep being happy, centered, grounded, keep growing as a person, being the best mom I can be, and keep making quality entertainment.
So, where do you see yourself within the next 5 years? You still see yourself doing acting, or do you see yourself doing a bit more? Maybe the director, maybe being behind the scenes, or maybe you want to pursue something else outside of entertainment. Like, where do you see yourself within the next 5 years?
Well, since I became pregnant, I couldn't be in front of the camera. I couldn't be wrestling and doing stunts, so I got more into producing. And I really love producing, connecting the dots, the business of the entertainment industry. That I definitely want to take that where I can take it and expand upon that. And so far, it's been going really well. I also love directing. Sometimes you just have a story you want to tell, and no one can tell it better than you can. And then I love acting as well. It will always be my passion. So I guess I, wish to develop those three aspects, and I see me, working on it over the next 5 years and getting even more accomplishments that I'm proud of. And, I'm going to keep saying it. I want to win an Academy Award. That may seem like a long shot, but I'm sure Sylvester Stallone thought that when he was living in his car, and he won an Academy Award for Rocky. So you just never know what's going to happen. I'm going to keep on my path and keep believing in myself.
I can definitely see you be a nominee. You go into the Oscars, got the
I'll take that.
You got the nice dress, you in the red carpet, and who knows, Maria Menounos maybe interviewing you, and you so excited, and you out there sitting there waiting for your name to be called. I mean, it doesn't hurt to dream big, It's
exactly.
I mean,
What
why not?
Mm-hmm.
I say, why not?
Exactly.
Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars.
Worst case, you end up in the clouds, and that's not a bad life. I do want to do more charity work over the next 5 years. I think that's really important, and it's really rewarding in life to give and to help people that need it and help causes that need it. And it's by, getting out of yourself. So many actors and people in entertainment are really narcissistic, and you never find the joy of life if you're too caught up in yourself. So I've been involved with some charities, and I want to keep on that path and see what more I can do with that.
That is awesome. I wish more, not just actors and actresses, but entertainers, with the big bucks, would just do a little bit more, to reach out to their communities and things like that. I mean, some are doing small things, but I mean, people can always do more. You have a big platform. People look up to you. They expect you to do more than what you usually do. So the charity thing, that just shows that, hey, there's more than life than just making high budget films, or that.
There truly is. And that Gandhi quote, be the change you want to see. So, I can do my part by doing more. And I think when people see one person do more, it inspires other people to do more. I really love the charity. It's called girlswithsoul.org. And it educates and provides athleticism and sports programs for like intercity girls and empowers women through athletics. And I think sports are so important for women. And I really love that charity. Another one's called the worldeducationfoundation.com. And the cornerstone of it is that education is the key to all change. And they're doing a lot of work in Africa, developing and bringing better malaria treatments, creating infrastructure, to not give the people fish, but teach them how to fish and truly make a difference, in parts of the world that truly need it.
That's some awesome charities there. Everybody, make sure y'all check them out. Do what you can. If you can't donate, the least you can do is just post them on your social media links. We got a chance to put the social media to good use, and make it and do what you can to make a difference. Francesca, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media links, where people can learn more about your work and upcoming projects. Let the people know how they can learn more from your work.
My website is francescazappitelli.com, and you spell it how it sounds for the most part, but I'm Italian, so it's Francesca with a C, not with an H. And Zappitelli is Z as in zebra, Appitelli. And I have links to all my social media from there, my Twitter, which is the Oracle, and my Facebook. And watch out for my film Ballerina, I'm Not. And I'm also really excited for actually the biggest project I've ever worked on. It's called The Life of Crime. And it was based on a book by Elmer Leonard, who just passed, rest in peace, a brilliant man. And it has an all-star cast of Jennifer Aniston, Isla Fisher, Mos Def, and it's just a funny, really great movie. It actually closed the Toronto Film Festival, and it'll be coming out in theaters very soon. So please go check that out.
Oh, most definitely. I'll check that out, especially with Jennifer and Mos Def. Oh my goodness.
Right, I know.
I just those two and yourself. I like that. I definitely do. Well, Francesca, it was great to chat with you and your wisdom and your knowledge and just your upbeat personality and just calm and composure as well. You're very laid back, and I appreciate you joining me for this interview, and we should do more of these interviews, together sometime, maybe next.
Definitely.
So I appreciate your time, and you can follow Francesca on Twitter at the Oracle. That's THA Oracle. And check out her website, check out her upcoming projects. And again, thank you for your time and for your presence and joining me for this interview. Thank you for your time, Francesca.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and it was great chatting with you. I look forward to chatting with you more. And if I don't speak to you before Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving. We are so blessed, and we have to enjoy every day. And as you know, it's actually the Canadian Thanksgiving today, so I'm extra grateful for life.
Shout out to the Canadians, and happy Thanksgiving.
How about it?
Yes. Well, that's going to conclude the interview. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And please check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/cheerbroadcaster. And check out the live show, Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C, on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on tmvcafe.com. That is Francesca. And I am Kenny from opposite coasts. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you. Bye.